Okay, 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 okay. Okay, 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 okay.
Okay, you ain't gotta ask who I do it for. Whole team ice.
Faithful, it's time! Today we cement our name in history! This team will be champions! Let's go Niners! Bang bang, Niner gang!
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of N1 from the End Zone. With us today, your host, Alex.hernandez, and my guest, Nelson. Yeah, take it away, bro. Take it away.
Damn, I guess Alex is hosting today, ladies and gentlemen. So yeah, in this episode, we're gonna talk about the 2024 NFL honors, and ladies and gentlemen, the San Francisco 49ers versus the Chiefs, the Super Bowl preview. All right, bro, let's dive right into it. So 2024 NFL honors, Lamar Jackson won the MVP. I think he should have won it unanimously. He only missed out
By one vote. One vote.
And I think that one vote went to Josh Allen.
Yep, yeah.
That was fucking stupid.
Yeah, I think statistically, like Josh Allen probably had him beat, but like just in turnovers, I think Josh Allen did pretty bad. But Lamar Jackson, I think, should have won it unanimously.
Lamar should have won it definitely unanimously. Josh, like with all due respect to Josh, he had a great statistical year. His team was going through a lot of controversies and turmoil, and we saw him at the end of the year where they won a game, and he wasn't necessarily the center focus of them winning that game. It was James Cook.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. They ran like 200 or something.
Yeah, and he only threw it for like 4 or 5 times. With that being said, Lamar should have definitely won it unanimously for the second time in his career. Dak should have not finished second, in my opinion. Dak should have finished.
I think it should have been. I think it really should have been Brock. I think that one game against Lamar, like,
look, if they didn't want to give Brock the second, if they didn't want to give Brock second, they could have just given it to CMC, but Brock third. Like Dak should have not been second in the MVP in this MVP voting.
It should have been Brock because of the game that he had when he went up against Dak.
He whooped that ass.
I think that should have been the logic, but it wasn't. But it's whatever.
It's also a lot of cowboy fanboys out there. Yeah, Dak. Even and when it matters the most, when the games matter the most, and also strength of competition, Brock outplayed Dak. I don't care what anybody says.
Yeah, no, for sure. For sure.
But shout out to Brock and CMC for winning FedEx Air and Ground Players of the Year. I don't care what anybody says. Brock showed you guys this year that he can throw the ball. A special quarterback is only supposed to make special throws 3 to 4 times in the game. When you're special, you don't have to make a special play every single time you throw the ball, if that makes sense. You only got to do it when it counts and when it matters the most. And I feel like Brock's done that. What do you think?
I think that's true. I think like he shows up when you need him. So, I think we have different definitions of like special still, but
Yeah, I'll get you to come around on Brock eventually.
Yeah, he's good though. Yeah, happy for the guy.
Shout out to Kevin Stefanski, who won the Coach of the Year. Him and D'Amico actually tied in votes for tied in points with 165 points each.
Yeah, I think D'Amico should have won it.
Kevin had one more first place vote though.
Yeah, but Kevin Stefanski, with all the injuries that team was dealing with,
they lost.
I'm not upset with that. Yeah,
they lost Deshaun Watson, Nick Chubb. Who else?
Those are only ones that I really paid attention to because Nick Chubb is a boss. And then
Yeah,
Deshaun Watson's huge. But Joe Flacco played great.
they lost their second string running back. And then James Ford had actually no, I think James Ford was the second string running back.
No,
But
had a Hunt.
well, no, Hunt came in like in the last. He wasn't even there after the half. He was there after like the last quarter of the season.
That's true, but yeah.
So
I mean,
and no, and then you also got to take into account. He did it with Dorian Thompson Robinson. He did it with PJ Walker. He did it with Deshaun. He did it with
yeah,
Joe
that's
Flacco.
true. Yeah. I mean, he beat the Niners with PJ. What's his name?
PJ,
Uh,
no, it was a DTR or PJ Walker.
yeah, it was DTR. I think basketball, but yeah,
Uh,
DTR.
Either way, like, yeah, am I upset? Am I upset that D'Amico didn't win? No, I'm not upset. Even though I have a tremendous amount of respect and love for D'Amico, and I really see
Yeah.
the what's it called, the Texans as the Niners South. Also the AFC South, bro. I feel bad for the Jacksonville Jaguars because the way that I see them trending is being the Jacksonville Jaguars of old, if that makes sense.
I think Trevor Lawrence still has to like do some things to like prove that he could be a really good quarterback because he really hasn't done anything aside from that comeback win against the Chargers. Like that was big, but I mean, still
He
really
can
hasn't.
he can do it against the Mahomes and the Chiefs.
Yeah,
Uh,
he hasn't done anything yet.
so shout out to Kevin Stefanski. Congratulations to him. Joe Flacco won Comeback Player of the Year this year. And it's crazy. Well, he won it. So Damar Hamlin got 21 first place votes. Joe only got 13. But Joe got 26 second place votes, which put him over the edge of Damar. And Damar, so it looked like a lot of people either had Damar as the comeback story of the year or as the third place comeback story of the year. They didn't have, like, there was only 7 votes for second place, and Joe beat him
I
by.
don't know. I feel like Joe shouldn't have won just because he didn't play the whole complete year, you know? But like when he did play like phenomenal. So like I can't, you know.
I wouldn't say that he played phenomenal, but the fact that he was able to, what's it called? The fact that we were talking about the Browns as legitimate Super Bowl contenders heading into the playoffs is part of the reason why I believe Joe Flacco won it, and also part of the reason why Kevin Stefanski won Coach of the Year, and
Yeah.
another reason why Myles Garrett won Defensive Player of the Year.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean that's I don't know. I feel like Myles Garrett winning it was well deserved, but I still feel like it should have been TJ Watt.
So the reason why I wasn't too upset with that was because of the fact that um, the Browns, they were the number one defense in the league. They gave up like 100 and some rushing yards, but passing yards, they were only giving up 164 passing yards. And
Yeah, that's a good point though. That's a good point. Yeah, that's a good point.
part of the reason why is because of Myles Garrett's leadership and the amount of how he pressures the quarterback. Um, Again, we were like, another thing about TJ Watt and the Pittsburgh Steelers is like, yeah, TJ Watt is a dog. He's a beast. He's one of the best defensive players in the game. I'm not going to say he's not. But when we were looking at the Pittsburgh Steelers, there was never a point in the season where we were like, yeah, the Pittsburgh Steelers are going to make a playoff run,
That's true too. Yeah.
especially with TJ Watt. When we looked at the Browns, we were like, oh yeah, the Browns can definitely. The Browns are competitive. The Browns can make a deep playoff run because of their defense, because of Joe Flacco, because of the way that Kevin Stefanski is coaching. And that's another big reason why I believe Myles Garrett won the Defensive Player of the Year.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah. So I guess when you take into account like how good that defense was, I mean, it makes sense that, you know, it should go to the best defensive player on that team, especially
Yeah.
if their defense is still really good. So, mhm.
Who else? Moving on to who else won? Will Anderson and CJ Stroud, both winning coach rookies of defensive and offensive rookie of the year awards.
Yeah. I knew the CJ one was coming. I as soon as he led him to the playoffs, I'm like, yeah, that's gonna be his award. Like he's gonna win that for sure. Even though Puka like probably, you know, broke the record and whatnot. But CJ Stroud definitely deserved it with the way he was playing because he was in consideration for MVP talks.
Yeah, I want to give a shout out to the Houston Texans organization, D'Amico Ryan, and that entire front office for turning it around. They literally played
In
real
one
life
season.
Madden.
in
They
one
played
season.
real life Madden and they turned it around like facts. They got their quarterback and they got a great defensive, in my opinion, a future Hall of Famer in Will Anderson. I may be a little bit biased because I've been selecting this guy in Madden for fucking 3 years in a row. Whenever his draft has come up, because I like how I'd be playing Madden.
Yeah.
Will Anderson at Alabama was a stud, true professional, gets to the league, true professional. And yeah, that yo. So this is also another thing. I know the last like 3 years, the Texans have been like a clown show after the whole Deshaun Watson incident and the Bill
And
O'Brien,
DeAndre Hopkins and stuff.
DeAndre Hopkins. But I gotta give my mad respect to the Texans organization because they know what it's like they know what it looks like to be competitive, and they also rather than going after the first minority head coach didn't work, they went for another one, and after that one didn't work, they didn't just go back or try to go. They tried to find the right fit. They didn't care about race. They didn't care about. They wanted to find the right fit at head coach, and they until they found it, they were making those decisions and making those moves. There's definitely something to say to organizations that do that. Like for example, the Arizona Cardinals. 1 year with Josh Rosen, clearly not the guy. Same with the head coach. Both of them out, brought in Cliff Kingsbury and Kyler Murray, and they made the playoffs. Not that following year, I think, but they were competitive. So there are organizations that may look like clown shows, but they're just trying to find. They know what winning in a properly run organization looks like. And some coaches, they just aren't that. And
But I think that's because of what's his name? JJ, like JJ Watt when he was on that team, like they were very good. So like I think that's all a standard that they've had since like way back then. So
so
it's yeah.
yeah, shout out to the Texans organization. You guys are going to be great and probably running the AFC South for many more years to come. I feel bad for the Jacksonville Jaguars, who I personally believe will be back to being the
They won't be that bad. Like they won't be that bad, but they'll be like a mediocre team, I think.
I think Jacksonville Jaguars are going to go back to being like the Jacksonville Jaguars that we more or less have known for the last 20 years. If they're
I
not
don't know.
careful. CMC winning Offensive Player of the Year, my guy.
Well deserved.
Well
Tyreek
deserved.
had a great season though, but I think CMC just like doing it on the ground and through passing. Um, I think yeah, that kind of put him ahead. And then the touchdowns too. That works too. Oh, Raheem though had a great season too because he had like 20 something touchdowns. I think he had more than CMC.
Yeah, yeah. Um, I don't know. I with all due respect to CMC, I love the guy. He's a great. Our offense runs through him. Um, Definitely deserved Offensive Player of the Year with everything that he's done for the 49ers. 100% deserves Offensive Player of the Year. And we're gonna have him for many more years to come. But if I'm gonna be completely blunt with you,
You're gonna
and
say Buck.
no, fuck no.
Oh, okay.
No. He deserved off. No, CMC deserved being Offensive Player of the Year. Uh, and he's a great weapon. And actually, we can now transition into the 49ers versus the Chiefs Super Bowl preview. Um, CMC is a great weapon. CMC is a crucial part of the game. But if something were to happen to CMC in this game, I am not worried one bit. We have Elijah Mitchell, who I believe that people have underrated and forgot that he is a strong and great runner when he is given the ball. He gets 5 yards a carry. You can look it up, 4 to 5 yards a carry. Dude is a truck. And then I can also see Debo Samuel picking up the slack for CMC if he goes down in the behind the line of scrimmage, passing plays, bubble screens, all that stuff. Like if something happens to CMC, even though he is the
See,
best player in the league in any offensive position, I think we're gonna be fine. Even if the Chiefs find a way to neutralize him, I think we should go with CMC and Elijah Mitchell in this upcoming game if they find a way to neutralize CMC.
but
Two backs, two backs.
I think the way it should go is that you definitely start off by running the ball, establishing some sort of, dominance on the line of scrimmage, right? because you need to do that, you know. And once you see that you're struggling, that they're stopping it, then you go to passing. But I think the Chiefs are prepared for like bubble screens and like a pass to Debo in the flat or whatever, CMC or whatever, you know. So I think if you're the Niners, you got to come up with something like way different because you know the Chiefs are going to be creative. Like you've seen that in the past. You've seen that against, you know, the Ravens. You've seen that against the Bills. You've seen that in the past against the Niners. I mean, even the Eagles in the Super Bowl, like you've seen, they're very creative. So like I feel this game, like I think we might go down. I think they're gonna score probably on the first possession. I think we might score on the first possession too. I
Can
think it's
I
gonna
be
be a
honest with you?
lot.
The way that I see this game going, I think we're going to be down 13 or 10-0 by the end of the first quarter. I believe Nick
Crazy.
Wright is going to, no, hold on, let me finish.
That's
I
crazy.
believe Nick Wright is going to be tweeting and going crazy like, oh my God, I told you guys the Super Bowl was last week. This is going to be a blowout, yada, yada, yada. And then this game is going to end up being like the Niners Eagles was earlier this season, where we start off slow, where it looks like they figured us out offensively in the first quarter. And then in the second quarter of that game, we get a first down, we start to run, and then we turn the game around either 31-20 or 31-17.
That's crazy. I feel no. See,
32-17.
I feel like if we go down a lot, the Chiefs are very good at holding the ball. Like Patrick
It may
Mahomes
be.
is
It may
not
be.
gonna blow a lead. Like, you know, they're gonna run the ball. They're gonna figure out how to get it to Travis Kelce, like get those short yards, get those, you know, long drives. So I feel like if we go down a lot, like 14-0, 10-0, it's gonna be a long night for us because like Chiefs are good. Like you gotta give them credit. They're good.
They're the world champs for a reason. But I'm also going to tell you this. Our defense is definitely like, yeah, we've struggled the last couple of weeks in the playoffs, but we're still a top 10, top 8 team in all metrics if you really look at it.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
Chiefs are number 2 in yards per game allowed. We're 8th. They allow what 289 yards per game. We only allow 303 yards per game. That's not it. Like from second to eighth, it's only like a 4 yard. No, it's like a 14-yard difference. Yeah, it's
But I
14.
mean, the thing is like the thing with this Chiefs team that's different from prior
Alex, they
team.
allow 113. They allow
Yeah, I know. That's, you know, but I'm just saying the thing that's different about this Chiefs team than prior years is that the Chiefs this year offensively aren't better than the team
offensively, and that's
defensively.
fine, and that's totally. And I understand that, but the fact that they've disrespected our defense as bad as much as they've disrespected it, they're like, oh, they're gonna give it to Isaiah Pacheco. They're gonna do this. Like I understand we have struggled the last couple of weeks stopping the run, but what happened when we needed to stop the run in the second half? I can guarantee you we're gonna be on assignment. We're gonna be on effort against the Chiefs. Like
Yeah,
there's a reason why we're the third. We're the third best team. We're the third best rush defense in the league. We only
yeah.
allow 89.7 yards per game, 4 yards per carry.
One thing I do trust is that like if we go down or something, that we can make adjustments to it, especially defensively. I feel like, you know, the Detroit game was like a big game for us just because it showed us that we're like, okay, even if we go down big, we can still come back and do something. So like I feel like if we go down defensively, you know, I'm pretty confident that we'll make like the switches, the
Now,
changes.
now where they could get us 100%, where they could get us is pressuring Brock. But you also got to take into account Brock is the best quarterback under pressure in the league. Like the Chiefs got 57 sacks on the year. If Brock can use his mobility like he used it again, they're the second.
Did you just say Brock is the best
No, no,
quarterback
no, 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 no. I
pressure?
said no, no, no. Yeah, he's the best quarterback under pressure in the league this year. Under
Oh, yeah, I took that the wrong way. Like I thought you meant like 2 minutes left, fourth quarter.
no, 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 no. When the pocket collapses,
Yeah, I know. Yeah, now,
and
it's in my
trying
brain
to
now.
sack him, Brock is the best quarterback in the league under pressure. Um,
Statistically.
statistically, he's the best quarterback in the league under pressure. And the Chiefs, they're the number 2 defense this year when it comes to sack. The thing is with Brock, if he can use his mobility like he did last week against Detroit, and he can get out the pocket, something Lamar didn't do against the Chiefs last week or 2 weeks ago, I think we're going to be fine. They're the number 2 defensive team in sacks. We're the 7th team. They have 9 more sacks than us. I get it, 9 more sacks than us, but they're missing their. I think they're missing Joe Tooney, which is a big plus for us because Joe Tooney is a Hall of Famer, future Hall of Famer guard, and I believe they're missing their nose tackle on the defensive side, and Omena, who is also out. So we'll be able to pound the ball against them. Their injuries are stacking up. They're gonna try to go to Travis Kelce, and I'll be real with you, Dre Greenlaw is gonna be able to neutralize Travis Kelce. He's a pass.
Hold on now. Travis Kelce is nice. I'm not gonna lie to
No,
you.
I'm not
That white
saying
boy can play.
that white boy can definitely play, but let's not act like Drake Greenlaw is not one of the best pass coverage defensive linebackers in the league.
All I'm gonna say, Travis Kelce might go for like 75 yards and a TD, and tutty. You know what I'm saying?
I think he gets 4 receptions for 75 4 receptions about 70 to 75 yards, and they're gonna target him about 10 times. But I guarantee you, Dre Greenlaw will neutralize Travis Kelce. I believe.
Is he getting a touchdown in this game? Yes or no?
He won't get a touchdown. He won't get a touchdown.
He won't get a touchdown.
Mahomes will throw it to him in the end zone, and because I think if we let Travis beat us for a touchdown, that's us beating. Mahomes has to throw it to Rice or somebody else in order to score on us. Don't throw it to Travis. That's his guy. Do not let his guy eat.
Do you think George Kittle scores his touchdown? I got money on George. I'm not saying I bet, but I'm just saying, yeah, I would.
I think George would. But I'm also not saying Travis couldn't get a touchdown. If he does get a touchdown, I don't see him having a big game yardage-wise. Does that make sense?
I see what you mean. Yeah.
It's either you pick.
It's one or the other.
You either use him to. They're gonna use him to either gain yardage, moving the ball up and down the field, or they're gonna use him in critical situations in the red zone. I'm not saying they can't use him for both, but it's gonna be one or the other. He might get a touchdown, 45 yards, 10 targets or whatever.
Yeah, maybe, probably.
But I guarantee, or I can't guarantee you, but I strongly believe Dre Greenlaw is going to be able to help neutralize and bracket Travis Kelce. Mooney Ward is facing. So that's also another thing about the Niners. Like, our entire core has been there in 2019. Mooney Ward was with the Chiefs when they beat us for the Super Bowl, and then they traded him to us. How do you think he feels about that? Javon Hargrave was on the losing side with the Eagles last year.
Well, I don't know. No. I don't think Mooney got traded to us. I think we signed him in free agency, but we did overpay for him because we needed a cornerback. But
yeah,
he just likes the Niners more.
Yeah. Well, I don't think. Well, who's to say they did that? I don't even know if the Chiefs offered him a contract. Either way,
they probably did, but we overpaid a lot. Like we definitely overpaid. But I mean, he's lived up.
He's one of the best corners in the league. And I think he's going to be an integral part. I think Jair Brown. So this is also another thing I'm subscribing to. If we win the Super Bowl, or when we win the Super Bowl, we're going to have a new NFL rivalry. Like we had LeBron and the Warriors. We're going to have.
It's going to be the Niners and the Chiefs.
Bro, it's been Niners, unofficially, it's been Niners and Chiefs the last 4 to 5 years. If you really think about it, we've always been in the NFC Championship.
Hold on. Let me. I feel like there's stories, because in the AFC, you got the rivalries in the AFC right now, I guess, have been Chiefs, Bills, I want to say, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then for the NFC, you always have Niners, Dallas.
Yeah, but we own that ass.
Exactly. And Kansas owns the Bills. But now, like, when you look at the whole thing, I could agree with that. If the Niners win, though, then you could say it's a rivalry.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If the Niners win, in 2019, we had part 1. 2024, we're having part 2. Who's to say in the next 3 to 4 years we might not have a part 3? Brock Purdy gets better. They draft more offensive weapons for Patrick Mahomes. Who knows what could happen, but I could see that being the next NFL rivalry, especially considering how competitive the Niners have been in the NFC side and struggling to break through to finally be able to break through, and the Chiefs being able to make it year in and year out. Both teams, I believe, have found their quarterback, their star elite quarterback, and both teams are going to be able to flourish for years to come.
I think with the Chiefs, that's really a dynamic that's really, I think, unique is the fact that Travis Kelce is a lot older. Like he's what, 30 something, 35, 36, something like that. And like he's gonna retire like probably next year. Like maybe not this year,
Couple years.
but he's gonna retire soon. So you gotta look like, oh, you gotta think about like who's gonna be Patrick Mahomes' weapon when that time comes, So
Well, that's why they got Rashid Rice.
and I don't know if any reason will be coaching like for his like 5 or 10 more years,
So yeah, there's definitely a lot of things that are still up in the air for the Kansas City Chiefs. But I can never count out Patrick Mahomes. That's one
yeah,
thing.
that is true. Yeah.
Never count out Patty Mahomes as much as because bro, like I was a Kansas City Chiefs fan when we moved off of Colin Kaepernick, or when we moved off Alex Smith for Colin Kaepernick, because I till this day I still believe Alex Smith could have won us or kept us competitive enough as like Colin Kaepernick did in that era.
I feel like Colin Kaepernick was just a good change of scenery, though.
He was a great change of pace, but he was a decent change of pace, but he was not his decision making, his like Colin, Cam, same
No,
star.
Cam is better, but
No. What I'm saying, Colin, Cam is Colin and Cam. Colin's what's he called?
ego.
Yes.
Yeah, I guess you can say that, but
And the Niners thought they had the right quarterback when they clearly had the right head coach. And that's why things ended up being the way that they ended up being. Mahomes is also another thing. Mahomes is undefeated when he plays inside of a dome. Either this season or in his career. I need to check. On that. But either way, 11-0. I honestly believe the black hole, because you know how they call the Allegiant Stadium the black hole because it's the Raiders Stadium. That shit's gonna turn into the gold mine. Because you heard how like everybody was booing, and like you heard the opening.
that's crazy, bro. There's a lot of Niners fans in Vegas, which is crazy.
Bro, I can honestly see it like Allegiant turning into the gold mine, and bro, I'm starting something new, the gold mine, and like they're gonna have. I have a feeling they're gonna like how Arrowhead has the whole like gets super loud. If they thought Arrowhead was loud, this dome, bro, they might have to go into a silent cadence, because I think it's going to be loud. I think it's going to be loud, and I think they're going to be there's a strong contingent for the Niners in the Super Bowl.
I could see that happening, yeah, for sure.
But yeah, like I still subscribe to the fact we'll be down. Nick Wright's going to be going crazy, and we come back and we win. That's just like I have a strong feeling about that one.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be a good game. Honestly, I think it's gonna go blow for blow, come down to like the fourth quarter. So
I feel that. Moving
hope
on.
not, though.
What happened?
I hope not. I hope we blow them out in the third, and then fourth is just run the ball, run the ball.
I hope so too. I strongly feel like we are due to have a good game, and this is the game that it has to be. We are due, and it has to be this game to have a game where both the offense and the defense are playing well together, and it may not have to be for the entire game.
I think Fred gets a pick again in the Super Bowl. I see it happening. I love me some Fred.
Oh, and then yeah, I love me some Fred. We're gonna do this. We're gonna do this, and then the future looks bright. Next year we get Hoof back with Jair Brown year 2, who's clearly shown that he's a good safety. Tashawn Gibson's probably not going to be back. We're gonna have
Huff and Jair Brown. I'm excited to see how that works out. I hope Huff comes back healthier and just more, strong, I guess, but I hope he doesn't lose like those instincts or that explosiveness, because he's not fast, he's not a fast guy already, so we'll see how it works out.
Facts. Moving on to empowering with positivity. Um, do you have any advice for the people today? I actually do have something I want to share for empowering with positivity, though.
Oh, then go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. So, what was it? I was on Twitter, or not Twitter. I think I was on Facebook. There was a post about because there's a whole thing about The Rock WrestleMania or whatever.
Oh, wait. Oh, man, that hurts. Honestly,
But
they should have let Cody Rhodes finish
oh no,
his.
they are letting him finish the story. So
Oh,
they're
really?
yeah. They did a whole press conference. I'm actually gonna shoot, guys. Stay tuned. I'm shooting an extra hot take with my
I haven't seen
reaction over
anything.
the press conference because yeah, they like there's a whole storyline now behind it, and I'm very like I'm actually it's as a casual fan who only like pays attention to the headlines and stuff.
That
It
was
yeah, like because I only pay attention to the headlines. I only watch like the Rumble every now and then, and like WrestleMania every now and then. I don't even watch
look
the entire thing. I'm
for
a
me.
casual. But
For me,
the
the
way,
glory days were back in 2000
oh yeah, but
or 2010. Back then.
yeah, oh hell yeah. But now, like with the way that they're presenting this, it's just like okay, I need to be a little bit more tuned in, get the reactions and stuff. So anyway, and this is what I want to say. Uh, Never let haters try and tarnish your success, especially if they wish they could have your same success. The reason why I say that is because in the comment section, there was this. I think she was I think she was a pro wrestler as well, but she was in the indie scene. She was an independent wrestler, and she came out with a comment. And Doris, you'll probably I don't know if you're gonna watch this, you're gonna hear this, you'll probably kill me. But she was making a comment about Mandy Rose, who now is an OnlyFans model, and she makes money off of OnlyFans, and she's transitioned out of being a WWE superstar into an OnlyFans model, and probably makes a ton of money doing it. There was I think it was regarding. Oh, actually, it wasn't even regarding The Rock. It was literally Mercedes Monet or Sasha Banks posted that she remembers when she used to live in the apartment building and couldn't afford to pay rent, and now she owns the whole building. And then somebody responded to her and said, "Oh, that's because you sold. That's because you sold out or whatever the fuck, and you left WWE for AEW." And I'm like, people like just don't get it. And then somebody below, what's it called? And then a woman who is a pro wrestler in the industry, commented, "At least she's still in pro wrestling, unlike Mandy Rose, who's selling her nudes or whatever." And I kind of took offense to that. The reason why I took offense to that was because if you know anything about pro wrestling, if you've trained to be a pro wrestler, I've trained to be a pro wrestler. You have to eat so much shit just to get an opportunity to be on a low card show. And then when you get that opportunity, you still have to eat so much shit until you finally make it to the WWE or AEW. Unless you come from a royal wrestling family or you've already have connections in the industry from years, parents generate, because that's how you make it in the wrestling industry, either through generations of your family being in the industry or you eating years of shit to finally make it. And I took issue with that because once you make it in, and as a father too, because I wish my daughter someday could be a self-independent woman who could make decisions regarding her career, regarding her business, whatever she wants to do. I'll love her, I'll support her because that's my daughter. I hope my daughter can be a strong, independent, self-sufficient woman like Mandy Rose is, because Mandy Rose is a strong, independent woman, regardless of whatever the fuck she does. She's an adult. She can make her own decisions. And as a parent, I hope her parents still love and respect her and support her on whatever she does. There's nothing wrong with that. But what I'm trying to get at is if you if you make it in a business like The Rock did, like John Cena has, like Dave Batista has, like all these great wrestlers who were in the business for years, and then they finally get the opportunity to make it in something else where they don't have to travel 200 plus days out of the year, work shit shows, take as many bumps as they do, because that takes a toll on your body, and you can make millions of dollars in something else where it's less time consuming and allows you to reclaim your time. you shouldn't hate on those people just because you haven't been able to gain that success. Look in the mirror, acknowledge your shortcomings, and act upon them so you too can get that same success. Cheer on others, don't bring them down, because that's annoying, especially if you're somebody that claims to be in the industry and has paid all these dues and has done all these things to just discredit somebody else because they decided to pursue a different career after they made it to the pinnacle of that success, something that you couldn't do. So don't hate on them because you've been doing the same thing and that they've been doing. It might be have done it longer, but because they had the success, maybe it's something that you're doing and it's something that you should improve on. Look in the mirror and improve on it. Don't bag on others for their success. That's my advice to y'all.
I agree to what you're saying to an extent, right? I agree to certain points. I'm not gonna go or talk about them, but
like I'm not saying go and do porn. I'm not saying guys like only.
No.
I'm just saying none of that.
I'm just saying something that I was reminded of was when I was getting out of high school, right? A couple years ago, I started to work in real estate, and I'll be short. But as someone told me, sometimes you have to eat a little dirt at the beginning in order to succeed or get to where you want to in the future. So I've always looked at that like, okay, yeah, I might be doing the grunt work now, but it's what's necessary for me to learn the steps to get to where, the person that's making $1 million a year is, or like 500,000 or 2 million, 3, 4, whatever the number is, right? So, just I always think about like, keeping your head down, doing the work, and eventually that work will pay off. So
I don't think you focus on other people's what's it called? You don't focus on other people. You don't hate upon other people's success. You hope you can achieve that success someday, if that makes sense.
yeah, I think, it's just something I think about often sometimes, right? But I'll share something on the next one for positivity, the next episode.
For sure. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, stay tuned for some announcements. Alex, you'll be back with me. Oh, that's gonna be a good episode. We're gonna be celebrating bang bang style. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you. Stay tuned for some announcements. All right, ladies and gentlemen, time for some announcements. Me and my buddy, Alex Angela from A&A Radio have something to say. Take it away, Alex.
We have now started not only 2 podcasts, but now we are making a production, if you will. Shady Mob Productions.
Oh, wait, no. There you go.
Shady Mob Productions. Oh yeah, that's the logo. Take a look, take a gander, left, right, white and black, Shady Mob.
That is our new production company, ladies and gentlemen. So to start off with, we are creating the Shady Mob podcast, where we will be talking more about content and show-related topics, and then it will be evolving from there. Alex is still going to be doing A&A Radio, where he talks about his passions, his loves, and his life.
And Nelson will be talking about sports, his love for sports media, all that, SF Niners, Golden State Warriors, Giants, and all the above, and maybe soccer later as well.
I gotta get. It's a wave with me. I come back. I fall into love. I fall out of love, especially because my team suck right now. I'm a Barcelonista, and I'm a gunner for life.
I thought you were. That's Arsenal, bro. I thought you were gonna say Arsenal first.
No, I'm both. I'm a gunner for life first, and then I'm a Barcelonista. But it's hard, man. It's hard right now. It's hard. It's okay. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, stay tuned for that. We're dropping our first episode on Valentine's Day, ladies and gentlemen. It'll be
we are.
And the topic, Alexander the Great. We're gonna talk about how the Netflix documentary or docuseries that came out, and because it shows a lot of loving scenes in there, we'll be talking about that too.
Yes, we will. Preceding episodes will be announced as following. We'll try to do some DBZ as well as Avatar content as well, since that's coming up. on Netflix and whatever is happening in entertainment when it's new or other shows we watch, life events, conspiracies as well, as Nelson has mentioned before. Big games as well. Definitely going to have a topic about the Super Bowl for sure. I'd love to do that actually, right after Alexander the Great.
Hopefully we'll be celebrating. Well, no, not hopefully. We won't be celebrating the Super Bowl victory that we
gotta believe, bro.
Believe.
For a second, you didn't believe, bro. I gotta change this blue shirt. What am I doing?
I'm summoning my faithful over here. Nah, but that's what I'm saying, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, there you go. There you go. Bang, bang. Bang, bang.
Bang, bang.
Yes, sir. Nah, but this is a production company, ladies and gentlemen. Stay tuned for all the upcoming projects that will be coming out. We are growing. We will be doing other stuff as well. We appreciate you guys for watching. Stay tuned for more. Thank you. And I love and appreciate you guys.
We love you all. Thank you for the support.
Yeah. Comment and share.
Give us feedback and just like, comment, subscribe. As Nelson said, honestly, that's all we need.